Hey, how are you doing today? We are going to look at number 12 from the Preparatory Melodies to Solo work by Pottag. And this one has a little star by it in my book. And what I do is I put some kind of marking, a star or a check mark or whatever, by an etude or an exercise or an excerpt, or part of a passage that I know I want to come back and practice more. And you want to come back and practice more when there are issues to deal with. You want to get more comfortable, you want to get different, better musical results. You want to stretch yourself a little bit. And this one definitely does it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and play through and see how well I do today, and we'll take it from there. Okay, that'll do it. Now, when I say things to work on, as I've mentioned before, you have the musical results, and you can always work to improve those, and that's going to be your main goal orientation. But when you're getting pretty close, you record yourself, and you like what you hear, and then you can do that consistently. You do it over and over again. You like what you hear. Then it's time to improve the inside part, which is to say what we can hear out in the space. The music that we can hear comes from, it corresponds to movement, physical movement, and physical engagement of the various parts of the organic machine that is our body. That are all working together in order to produce that result. So when we hear the sound is just the result of what we're doing. And the fact is, we can have a pretty good result out front, and yet the roots of that sound may not be entirely healthy. And the more secure you are in terms of your foundational elements, the better off you're going to be. So there are always things that you can improve. I remember Bobby Shue said in a video he made for the National Trumpet Competition, hi, this is Bobby Shue. I've been trying to figure out how to play the trumpet for 50 years, and I can totally identify with that statement. I think Sandoval said the lifelong journey of learning how to play the trumpet. That's it. It's kind of like being a golfer. You never really arrive. You're always striving. And that effort and that reaching for something sublime is what this game is really all about. And it's what keeps us going. So what are some things you need to watch for here? Well, there are quite a few. You might have gotten some ideas just from listening to what I did. First off, it says Maestoso, which means majestic. And this just doesn't sound very majestic to me. So my job as the player is, how can I make this more majestic? And majestic, it can mean a lot of things, but it means something that has awe, and it gives you a reaction of awe, a reaction of respect, a reaction of a reaction to something that is grand, something that is great, like a beautiful mountainscape. It's like, oh, so it's something that is experientially, it's a little bit overwhelming. And this music seems a little bit, it's got a humorous aspect to it. I can't quite put my finger on it. So it sounds a little more buffo to me. In other words, a little bit more clown-like than majestic. So I'm thinking more of a majestic clown, however that goes. In other words, a kingly personage that is not taking itself too seriously. And you see, the whole goal here, I'm kind of, thinking out loud for you, the the whole goal is to get to the point where we're exploring the character, and the character informs how all the ingredients, all the qualities of the music relate together. The sound, the articulation, the phrasing, the interpretation of the rhythm, the pace, everything that is part of the music. How do those things relate together and how do they contribute? They all have to be related to this central character. So I'm just going to look at one of the spots that generally gives people problems. In the middle of the piece, this is pick up to the third line, at least in my edition. See, I'm not really flowing enough. It's like a pianist playing, they're not really into the keys all the way. They're playing a little too lightly on the keys and some of the notes are not solid. So what I'm doing is very simple. I'm going back to that same technique of trying to stay poised to release the resonance of the sound continuously between the notes, even when the notes are short. So when I play slurred like that, I'm kind of filling in the spaces between the notes. And I'm trying to be in the right place at the right time. Now when I have that worked out, then I can start to move quicker, do the articulation, bigger dynamic changes. I have much more control. And it takes a lot of work to get to that point. But again, I'll be dealing with those things in the foundations of our playing section of the website. And how do we get that? How do we develop it? How do we train it? How do we discover it? But a lot of that work can be done just working on simple tunes like this. And when those simple tunes, when you take them seriously and you put some real work into it, because you value the results, that's going to take you to a very, very good place. So see what you can accomplish with this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next installment. I hope you have a good practice. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.